For years, magnesium has been treated like the gold standard for anyone looking to improve recovery, relax their muscles, or get better sleep. And yes, magnesium plays an important role in hundreds of biochemical reactions, from muscle relaxation to nerve function. But somewhere along the way, magnesium supplements became the default recommendation, almost as if they were the magic fix for every nighttime issue related to tension, soreness, or lack of recovery. The truth is, magnesium alone can't address the full spectrum of what your body needs to rebuild muscle overnight. In fact, many people take magnesium faithfully and still wake up feeling stiff, unrested, and far from recovered. That's because magnesium supports relaxation, but it doesn't directly drive the deeper rebuilding processes your muscles go through while you sleep. What most people don't realize is that nighttime muscle repair depends on more than simple relaxation. It requires the right combination of vitamins and nutrients that work together to rebuild tissue, stabilize hormones, and support the body's natural recovery cycles. Magnesium softens the system, but it doesn't deliver the signals your body relies on to initiate true repair. It's like having a quiet construction site at night, but no workers showing up. Your muscles may feel less tight, but the real rebuilding just doesn't happen. Another issue is that many forms of magnesium aren't absorbed well, meaning you're not actually receiving the full benefit of what you're taking. And even when your body does absorb it, magnesium's role in recovery is mostly supportive. It helps reduce tension, but it doesn't actively stimulate the mechanisms that rebuild muscle fibers or strengthen tissues. If your goal is to wake up stronger, not just relaxed, you need nutrients that spark action inside the muscle cells themselves. This is where the conversation needs to shift. If you're relying solely on magnesium at night, you're leaving a lot of potential recovery on the table. Magnesium doesn't promote muscle protein synthesis. It doesn't guide essential minerals to the tissues that need them most. It doesn't balance the hormones responsible for overnight growth and repair. And it certainly doesn't work as a primary signal for bone or muscle regeneration. Those are responsibilities handled by other nutrients that many people are far more deficient in than magnesium. That's why focusing on magnesium supplements alone can create a false sense of security. You may think you're giving your body everything it needs to recover, yet you still wake up with lingering soreness, tightness, or fatigue. Your body is craving something deeper, something more targeted, something that actually speaks the language of muscle growth and nighttime regeneration. When you realize that magnesium isn't the complete solution, it opens the door to a smarter, more effective approach, one that doesn't just soothe your muscles but actually rebuilds them. Because restoring your strength overnight isn't about taking more supplements, it's about taking the right ones. And when you shift your nighttime routine away from magnesia, only thinking, you make room for nutrients that genuinely support your body's natural ability to repair itself while you sleep. And it all starts with recognizing that magnesium isn't the star of the show. Your body needs something far more powerful. Vitamin D3 is often talked about in the context of immune health or sunlight exposure, but far fewer people understand just how essential it is for nighttime muscle repair. When the lights go out and your body enters its recovery phase, vitamin D3 steps into a completely different role, almost like a foreman overseeing the most important restoration work of the night. Instead of simply supporting daytime energy or bone health, it becomes a key player in resetting hormones, activating muscle repair pathways, and helping your body rebuild tissues you stressed throughout the day. That's why so many people who feel constantly sore, weak, or slow to recover are unknowingly operating with low D3 levels. Their bodies are missing the signal that tells muscle fibers, now is the time to repair, strengthen, and grow. One of the most powerful things vitamin D3 does is support muscle protein synthesis. This is the process your body uses to actually build new muscle tissue, to replace damaged fibers with stronger ones. It's what turns a workout into progress, and the majority of protein synthesis happens at night, not during the day. But without adequate D3, that process doesn't fire properly. You might eat enough protein, train hard, and prioritize sleep, yet still feel like your progress is stuck in neutral. That's because vitamin D3 is the on switch for a host of recovery mechanisms that only activate when levels are optimal. Another area where D3 shines is hormone regulation. Your body produces and balances critical hormones during deep sleep, hormones responsible for tissue regeneration, muscle building, and overall recovery. Vitamin D3 helps maintain healthy levels of these hormones, especially those connected to muscle strength and repair. A deficiency, even a mild one, can disrupt this nighttime rejuvenation cycle, leaving you feeling drained or sore the next day. When D3 is taken at night, it works in harmony with the body's natural rhythms, reinforcing the processes that rebuild your strength from the inside out. Most people also don't realize that vitamin D receptors are found throughout muscle tissue. These receptors act like tiny locks waiting for a key, and D3 is that key. When it binds to those receptors, it helps regulate muscle contraction efficiency, calcium movement, and even neuromuscular communication. Without it, your muscles operate without full support. They tire faster, recover slower, and respond less effectively to training. When you nourish these receptors before sleep, you're essentially optimizing the environment your muscles rely on for deep, meaningful recovery. Taking vitamin D3 at night also helps support the overall stability of your internal system. It can help calm inflammation, promote steadier nighttime energy cycles, and support healthier circadian rhythms. And since sleep is when your body performs its highest levels of repair, giving your system a nutrient that supports those functions precisely when they're happening just makes sense. It's about aligning your nutrition with your biology so recovery becomes smoother, faster, and more complete. When you start thinking of vitamin D3 as a nighttime recovery catalyst rather than just a daytime supplement, everything changes. You stop viewing muscle repair as something that happens by accident and start seeing it as something you can deliberately activate. And when you feed your body D3 before bed, you're not just supplementing. You're signaling your muscles that it's time to rebuild stronger than before. While vitamin D3 sets the stage for muscle repair, vitamin K2 is the one that makes sure every nutrient ends up exactly where it's supposed to go. Most people have heard of K2 in passing, usually in connection with bone health, but very few understand its extraordinary role in nighttime recovery. Think of K2 as the traffic director of your body. It takes the minerals and nutrients you consume throughout the day and guides them to the tissues that need them most, especially your muscles and bones. Without it, your body ends up confused about where to place calcium and other key elements, which can lead to sluggish repair, weaker muscles, and inefficient recovery. When you take K2 at night, it enhances the rebuilding that naturally occurs during deep sleep. Calcium, for instance, is essential for strong muscle contractions and healthy muscle fibers. But without K2, much of it may not reach the muscle tissue where it's truly needed. That can leave your muscles feeling tight, fatigued, or slow to bounce back after even moderate activity. With K2, though, your body becomes far more precise. It sends calcium to the muscles to support contraction and relaxation, and it helps deliver minerals that fortify your bones, the very structures your muscles rely on for power and stability. Overnight, this translates to a stronger, more resilient foundation for the day ahead. Beyond nutrient placement, vitamin K2 also plays a critical role in reducing unnecessary strain on the body. When minerals aren't guided properly, they can accumulate in areas where they don't belong, creating long-term issues that quietly slow your progress. K2 prevents that buildup, keeping your system clean, functional, and primed for repair. When you think about recovery not just as rebuilding, but also as clearing away old, inefficient patterns in the body, K2 becomes indispensable. It's the nutrient that ensures your muscles rebuild without interference, without noise, and without the metabolic clutter that can hold you back. Another remarkable benefit of K2 is its synergy with D3. While D3 activates repair and enhances recovery signals, K2 ensures those signals produce real, structural results. They work together like two sides of the same coin. One initiates, the other directs. Without K2, the effectiveness of D3 is limited. Without D3, K2 has no blueprint to follow. When taken together at night, they create a synchronized repair system that supports deeper, more efficient overnight recovery than either could provide alone. This is why so many people who struggle with lingering soreness or slow muscle healing are unknowingly deficient in K2. They may be eating well, supplementing with D3, training consistently, and sleeping deeply, yet something still feels off because the nutrients aren't being delivered where they need to go. Once K2 enters the picture, the body finally gets the clarity it needs. Suddenly, recovery becomes smoother. Muscles feel more responsive. Movement feels more fluid. You wake up with the sense that your body actually made progress while you slept. K2 transforms your nighttime recovery from something passive into something purposeful, ensuring that every ounce of nourishment you give your body is used to rebuild you stronger. When you look at the way the body repairs itself, you start to realize that no single nutrient can orchestrate the entire process alone. True restoration is a team effort, an intricate collaboration happening beneath the surface while you sleep. This is precisely why the combination of vitamin D3 and K2 stands out as such a powerful nighttime strategy. Each vitamin carries its own unique responsibilities, but the magic lies in what happens when they work together. Their combined effects are not just additive, they are synergistic. They elevate each other, amplify each other, and ultimately create a recovery environment far more effective than either one can produce on its own. When vitamin D3 enters your system, it begins by activating essential repair pathways. It sets off hormonal cues, opens up protein synthesis channels, and signals your muscles to begin rebuilding and strengthening. But these signals only reach their full potential when K2 is there to follow through. D3 may tell the body to begin repairing tissue, but K2 ensures the nutrients required for that repair actually arrive at the right destination. Without K2, D3's message is clear, but the execution is incomplete. It's like handing out a blueprint without assigning someone to carry out the construction. This is where the synergy becomes so important. D3 increases calcium absorption, an essential process for muscle and bone regeneration. But absorbing calcium is only half the battle. Using it correctly is what determines whether you feel stronger or more fatigued the next day. That's where K2 steps in. It takes the calcium mobilized by D3 and directs it into your muscles and bones, ensuring it supports growth and repair instead of becoming wasted or misplaced. Together, they form a cycle. D3 brings the materials, K2 directs their use, and your body rebuilds more efficiently throughout the night. Another aspect of their partnership is the way they support hormonal balance. D3 plays a major role in regulating the hormones that govern nighttime recovery, hormones responsible for rebuilding muscle tissue, strengthening bones, and maintaining cellular health. K2 complements this by helping maintain the structural environment those hormones work within. The more aligned your nutrient pathways are, the more effectively your hormones can perform their jobs. The result is a stronger, cleaner, more productive recovery cycle. Without this nutrient partnership, many people feel like they're putting in all the right effort, yet not seeing the results they want. They eat clean, they work out, they take supplements, and they try to sleep well. But they still wake up groggy, sore, or slow to recover. It's not because they aren't trying. It's because their body is missing the duo that makes nighttime repair actually work the way nature intended. Once D3 and K2 come together at night, everything begins to shift, muscles respond faster, tension fades more quickly. Strength builds more naturally, sleep feels more restorative because the body is finally equipped to make that restoration happen. This combination turns an ordinary night of sleep into a powerful rebuilding window, giving your body the precision and support it needs to wake up stronger than you were before. If you think about it, nighttime is the one part of the day when your body finally gets a break from everything you're asking it to do. No lifting, no walking, no thinking your way through stressful tasks, just stillness. And it's in this stillness that your body becomes the most active internally. While you sleep, your muscles begin repairing tiny tears from the day's movements. Your hormones shift into their most restorative patterns, and your nervous system resets itself. This is why deep, uninterrupted sleep is often called the body's natural recovery workshop. But the part most people miss is that without the right nutrients present at the right time, your body can't fully capitalize on this window. It tries, but it's working without all the tools it needs. That's why the timing of your nutrition matters just as much as the nutrients themselves. You can take helpful supplements in the morning, but if the repair happens at night, during stages of sleep when your brain waves slow, your tissues regenerate, and your immune system recalibrates, it makes sense to give your body what it needs right before those processes begin. It's like fueling a machine exactly when it powers up for its most important work. Instead of scattering nutrients throughout the day and hoping for the best, you're deliberately supporting your body during the hours when repair is naturally at its peak. During sleep, your body enters phases that prioritize rebuilding. Growth hormone, which is essential for muscle recovery, is released in higher amounts. Inflammation naturally decreases, giving tissues space to heal. Muscle fibers begin repairing themselves on a cellular level. But here's the catch: none of this happens in isolation. These processes require cofactors, vitamins, minerals, and biochemical signals that act as the raw materials and instructions for repair. If those cofactors aren't present at night, recovery doesn't stop, but it slows. It becomes less efficient. You wake up feeling not quite restored, not quite strong, not quite ready. This is exactly why taking D3 and K2 at night aligns so perfectly with the body's natural rhythms. D3 supports the hormonal environment, helping maintain the balance that allows nighttime recovery to run smoothly. K2 ensures minerals are delivered exactly where they need to go as your muscles rebuild. Together, they turn regular sleep into purposeful recovery. Instead of your body simply resting, it becomes deeply productive, strengthening you at the very moment you're unaware of the work being done. People often underestimate how much repair the body attempts each night. Whether you had an intense workout or simply carried the stress of the day in your shoulders, your muscles accumulate fatigue, tension, and micro damage. Nighttime is when your system tries to undo those effects. When you give it strategic nutrients before bed, you support that effort directly. You're not fighting against your biology, you're working with it. This is what makes nighttime such a powerful opportunity. You're already sleeping, you're already entering the repair cycle. All you have to do is supply what your body needs to make that repair complete. You're enhancing a process that's already built into your design, and when you do that, you don't just sleep, you rebuild. Establishing a simple bedtime routine can be one of the most powerful steps you take toward better recovery, stronger muscles, and overall wellness. It's easy to overlook, but the truth is that consistency and timing make a huge difference when it comes to supporting your body's natural repair cycles. You don't need complicated regimens, expensive powders, or time-consuming protocols. What matters most is giving your body the right nutrients at the moment it's most ready to use them. Taking vitamin D3 and K2 at night is one of the easiest, most effective ways to do exactly that. This small, intentional step transforms ordinary sleep into a productive, restorative process, giving you tangible benefits by morning. Think about your evenings for a moment. Most people wrap up their day feeling tired, sometimes sore, and mentally drained. Your muscles have been carrying the stress of activity, whether that's intense workouts, long periods of standing, or even just daily movement. Your nervous system has been engaged all day, constantly processing stimuli, solving problems, and managing stress. Sleep is the time when all of that tension is meant to unwind, when your muscles rebuild and your hormones recalibrate. But sleep alone isn't enough if your body lacks the building blocks it needs. This is where a nighttime routine focused on targeted nutrients becomes transformative. By making D3 and K2 part of your evening ritual, you're sending a clear signal to your body it's time to repair. Vitamin D3 activates the hormonal and cellular pathways responsible for muscle protein synthesis, ensuring your body can efficiently rebuild what was stressed during the day. K2 works hand in hand, directing critical minerals to the exact tissues that need them, supporting muscle contraction, bone strength, and overall structural integrity. Together, these nutrients create an environment where recovery isn't random or partial, it's deliberate and effective. Your body goes to work knowing that everything it needs is right there, ready to be used. The beauty of a nighttime routine like this is how effortless it becomes once it's established. You don't have to think about it too much. It's a simple, repeatable habit. Take your vitamins consistently, allow your body to enter deep, restorative sleep, and wake up with the subtle but undeniable benefits: less morning soreness, more fluid movement, stronger muscles, and a sense of renewal that carries throughout your day. Over time, this habit compounds, strengthening your body and your recovery capacity in ways that are almost imperceptible day to day, but profound in the long run. Another advantage of a structured evening routine is the psychological effect it has on your overall wellness. When you know you've taken deliberate steps to support your recovery, your mind relaxes alongside your body. You fall asleep more easily, experience deeper rest, and wake up feeling mentally sharper. Recovery becomes holistic, not just physical, but mental and emotional as well. Ultimately, the simplicity of taking D3 and K2 at night is what makes it so powerful. It's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. By giving your body the right tools at the right time, you turn every night of sleep into an opportunity to rebuild, restore, and grow stronger. And when you make this small step a consistent part of your evening, you wake up ready to face the day at your absolute best.